As we settle back in, we welcome you guys back in, and you guys are still hanging around. And you want to have a good take a couple seconds out of your time and jump back into the top five series. My favorite jerseys, my favorite top five jerseys of each team. And if you have been hanging out with us since the very beginning, from Anaheim all the way to this very second, in which today it is those crazy people from Dirty Jersey, and I'll be nice. It's New Jersey. It's the New Jersey Devil Day, so we get to do the Devils today. I don't have. It's just that jersey. It's the only one I have, and it's okay. I explained that on an early video, but you guys have been hanging out with this entire thing here as we have reached 200 subs in 18 months. I appreciate you, all the help and all that for a young YouTuber beginner. I'm not as crazy as everyone else, but if you do want to hang out for all this crazy stuff in here, there's this thing right here called the subscribe button. Definitely, I encourage you, definitely hit that if you want to be alerted and want something else to check on and something else to work on, something else to watch during your time. You get to watch everything else as far as hockey content, sports hot takes, and all that stuff. A couple food reviews and a couple life stuff every now and then. We are a variety, and we do appreciate you if you get a chance to jump on every once in a while. Now we get to the fun part, which I want to burn through and do whatever I need to do. And with these jersey videos that I've been doing, my top fives, I do this thing with, in fact, the lovable help from the interweb called the NHL Uniform Database. It gives you all the time frames, it gives you the years, and it gives you the templates of all of what they've done, including their special stuff, heritage, reverse retros, and all the Stadium Series stuff. And it's a nice little thing if you want to quiz your friends and everything like that. Now, the thing about the New Jersey Devils is, as most of everybody knows, they were originally the Kansas City Scouts. And they had those crazy colorful jerseys that we had a long time ago. Now, I did not put them in this thing because if most people remember with the history, they were the Kansas City Scouts, moved to Colorado, became the Colorado Rockies, and then in 1982 moved to Jersey and became the New Jersey Devils in East Rutherford. Now, in the last handful of years, they finally got a new building in Newark. So those people who are in East Rutherford, run that Philly crest, they have to go up north to Newark, but they play in a nice barn called the Prudential Center, and it is happening over in Newark. But the thing is, we remember the history. And we remember the history of the Devils and what they've done, but people also need to remember that when they were the Kansas City Scouts, they had the multiple blue, yellow, red jerseys with the Kansas City Scouts on it. That's a relic in jersey collectors. And it's not on this list. I think I'm going to do like a miscellaneous one at the end of this entire list down the road. So them and Colorado, and maybe even a couple of the ones that I did, like a California and a couple other ones. So I kept that off to the side, but we remember most of the stuff about the Devils. But what we know about is as simple as we get with the jerseys they have now. But we also remember the stuff they had back then, because they were the Christmassy colors. They were that red with that little bit of a forest green, but everyone wanted to get on them for the Christmassy colors. But this was, in fact, a relic of the New Jersey Devils. They have 3 Stanley Cups. They won them in 95, 2000, 2003. They beat the Red Wings. They beat the Stars, and everyone remembers that 2003 one where they went to 7 with the Ducks, the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, and they won that Stanley Cup. But it was Jean-Sébastien Giguère of the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim who was the goaltender, and he won the Conn Smythe. But Jersey is very, very hyped for their hockey. I mean, they have some stuff around, but the Jersey's been very, very, very. I mean, you're known to be with the NY logo. They've always been settled, but everybody also remembers what they've had back in the day. They always remember when they went and got rid of that green and just went balls out and just be like, let's get rid of this green. This green is not selling. If you just went red and black, and it's kind of, I don't want to say it has resemblance of Brick City, but red and black with the white. Jersey has its identity, and it's been a staple because Jersey has a lot of people in their retired list in their Hall of Fame. And I remember these guys when they were wearing these jerseys, even the white ones. If you go back, and I see a lot of these guys: Ken Danico, Scott Stevens, Patrick Elias, Scott Niedermayer, Martin Brodeur, but I remember a handful of these. Scott Stevens, Scott Niedermayer was on these teams. These guys were knocking people. I rem- I remember. I remember a handful of these people playing some of these guys in NHL 94, 95, 96, and all that. I remember most of these guys wearing these jerseys and all that. So, and I threw a couple other ones. Remember now we went to the changeover for Reebok. They just simply, hey, we're doing the Reebok Edge. Let's get rid of that bottom stripe. Let's just give you a black one down the bottom. Keep your arm stripes, call it a day. And, if you just go just a little bit of detail, it's not a whole heck of a lot of changeover. But when they went to the Reebok Edge, I mean, that definitely is a big focus of their phasing of just trying to make the jersey simple for the Devils. Very simple enough. It is very much a clean jersey. There's don't get me wrong. And there's not a lot to go by because they don't have a whole heck of a lot, not even with reverse retros and even the heritage that they did. They brought the heritage back a handful of years ago. But let me give you my top five real quick. It's not really that much. It's kind of not really even biased because it's something different. I don't have their home and road in this hot five because it's those jerseys right there are fairly simple. So, and especially this one. So I'll give you my top five, and I'm going to simply go with this reverse retro. Believe, if I recall, this was the second reverse retro, and it brought back its Kansas City Scouts, Colorado Rocky feel, and it actually did not do too bad. I don't remember when I had this in my tier list. I'll try to pin it when I put the video together. But this actually sold really well. They didn't use it very often, but people remember when they go back to the roots of where the Devils were. And I mean, most of the teams tried to do something like that. Carolina did it a little bit, but they brought the Rockies slash cheat or Scouts colors back a little bit and sold actually fairly decent. Jersey liked it, but they know where their colors are. But I will give the reverse retro. I think I did this. I don't remember if I put it in an A tier or B tier or not. I can't remember, but I'll give this a number five. Number four, I have to put what many people in the entire community they were just happy they have a black jersey, and as jersey collectors call this, the jersey. The multiple stripes, stripe blocking on the collar or on the shoulders. You got a string up top, just black collar. You got the years of the cups on behind. There is nothing to this jersey. There really is nothing, and it's not bad. I don't know why people look at this, but it's a meme jersey now. But it's jersey in cursive. Some people don't like word mark. I don't mind. I don't mind. I actually would buy this if I could. That right there is the first one I ever picked up. But I threw this. I should actually threw this even higher just because people wanted to see a rebrand or at least a changeover of just a little minuscule. But Jersey's going for. I have to throw him like that. And what did I put at three? I am actually going to put the first reverse retro. I'm actually going to go back, make sure I got most of my stuff right. It was the first reverse retro. All they basically did, and all they basically did in that, let me just go back to that. Yeah, all they did was just reverse the colors and made that striping. They have to remember how big the striping was back in the day, and they just kept that pretty much on point. The thick, multiple stripes on the bottom, and just reverse the colors. That's all this jersey was. And this actually kind of did very, very well. But remember, and I say it all the time, this was the pandemic year. Not a lot of people saw it. So if people see it and they find it, it's a relic, it's a jersey, it's a collector item. They try to find it, especially in pandemic year. But I would make this a third jersey. I really wouldn't. I mean, do a heritage again. But this sold really well. I actually did. I'm fairly happy I got that one, even though it wasn't. I mean, I don't want to say that's a fake. Only the bad thing about that jersey back there is the back collar. But besides that, I'm going to put this at three. And number two, I'm going to put the Stadium Series that they wore when they did those stadium games. It was them, Philly. It was the Rangers and the Islanders. I don't know where I threw this one at, but this was a hit. There is no silver, no white except for that NHL logo. Block numbers. You just gave two simple stripes on the elbows, one bigger, thicker stripe on the tail end, on the bottom, and just make the logo bigger. That's all that was. And this was I think the Rangers was the best one. I think this one was second. Philly was actually not too bad either, and the Islanders were whatever. This I might be one of their best put together things, and I think they should have made this a third, just to the actual fact that it's something different. Because Jersey fans love their NY or the NJ. They don't want anything to change. They really, really don't. It's just whatever it is, what it is. But this is one of the best ones they put out. But this actually may be one of the most selling stadium series out there, next to the Ranger one. And then I put number one, and I'm actually going to go way back in time, and I'm actually going to go back to the one that I saw that I just remember seeing back in the day. It's just the ones back in the late '90s, early 2000s. If I go back, let's just go back together. This was what they started having 1992, the entire way, all the way up to 2017. This was this pretty much was the jerseys I remember seeing those guys of Scott Stevens, Niedermeyer, um, oh boy, and then I remember most of those guys playing on those games. And Martin Brodeur had this jersey, and the white was the home jersey at the time, and then they changed to red. And then you have to remember they played in the old East Rutherford Meadowlands Arena, and Brendan Byrne Arena is what it was. They had this jersey, and they did wear this as a heritage at one point. I just remember this pretty much bold, straight up, more than pretty much the original stuff that you see. But you see the changeover to this. Jersey's very simple. They don't have to change a whole heck of a lot. And, that it's, I remember so many people that played in this and that played in this era. And that's also one of the old school teams that I remember watching back in the day, and it's the Devils. And there's that crazy meme about the guy, the Devils, the Devils. But they're very hardcore with their fan base, and they love their hockey. And it's a Metro division, and everybody in the Metro division does not like each other. It's like every other team. You don't like everybody. And Devils, Islanders, Rangers, Flyers, a little bit of Pittsburgh. It's everybody. It's everybody in that division. Even the Washington Capitals, Carolina, and Columbus have to suck it up too. And the Devils are always going to be that little thorn in that entire little New York triad, as everybody loves to say it. I know that's what I like. That's what I remember. What do you remember about the jerseys of the New Jersey Devils? What do you remember most? You made it to the end. I appreciate you. Throw a comment in. What was your favorite? Which is your favorite? Do you think they should change up and do something else different? Chuck a like, throw a comment in. And there's that thing again. Subscribe if you want to see more of this stuff. I'm getting out of here, and I'm going to let you guys do what you need to do today. And I am out. And until then, the bar is closed. And until the next one, I know that's a reverse retro. And well, those are the guys, in a way of speaking, I kind of remember. To the next one.